Hello. So some people have asked me for a little example memo video, and I thought I would do that and then maybe go through some of the algs I would use for the same scrambles. So we're gonna do three solves here. So I'll start by scrambling up the first one. Okay, so my orientation is blue top, white front, so you and I scramble in WSA orientation, so you guys can figure that out for yourselves. So I'll start with the memo. I memo corners first. So, and my letter scheme is the SPEF's letter scheme, except on the left face, when I was learning SPEFs, I was kind of screwed up. So now E is right here, and F is right here, and then G and H. But the rest should be pretty standard, I think. So anyways, my buffer is right here, so I go here to here to here. So UB for me, you could call it, I just kind of say UB. I kind of sometimes use audio for fun. And then, so I go UB, and then I go here to here, that's DC, so I think, it's like DC, Washington, DC. And then it's down here and here, WX, wax. So I don't really make a sentence, it's just DC, wax. And then I go to edges, and so my buffer is right here, so VE, and I use complete audio for edges, so VE, DC, Veduk, Hun, Jum, and then here I'll shoot to here so get rid of that flipped edge, so Ag, Liz. So Veduk, Hun, Jum, Ag, Liz. And then, because there's no parity, I'll start with edges. So for the first one, I would just do a simple interchange like that with like that kind of insert. So there, and then here we go here to here to here. And I've tried a lot of different things for this, like the MU2M insert, but the fastest for me has always been just setting up like that to the 5 mover. And you guys might find differently, but that's just what I use. And then the next one is Hun. So, oh, and that's going over here. Go like that. And then it's a 4 mover. And then here's another one. It's kind of unique to me. It's Jum, right here to right here. And now, I think most people use this, and I use that too. But to minimize or to get rid of the regrip, I do an extra L move. And I know it's unnecessary, but I know it helps with speed. So then I go like that, and then 4 mover. And then we're gonna go here to here. I've tried a lot of different ones. I think the best one right now is for no regrips would be this. Set up here, then there. Which is sub 1 if you execute it properly. And then this one, here to here to here, we're just gonna go M, that, and M, and there. And so now we have our edges solved. Now for the corners, we had UB. And so I know a lot of people like to do one where it's kind of like DR to D prime L2, except they use wide arm moves for the L2. And I don't know, it's just something, but maybe it's just my turning, but I've always found that kind of inconsistent. So I go here, and then R prime D R R setup, and then I can go like there and just insert pretty easily. It's pretty fast and regripless, and that's what I like. And then here's another one. Usually you could just do a perm like that, but because it's not the end of the solve, and a perm's kind of like it's all right, but the setup to it's kind of annoying. I would do something like that. Because my hand is right here, I would go R prime, D prime R, and then undo the setup. And then for the final one, we have wax. So usually I like to just set up to the commutator if you were using this buffer, which is U2, and then R, U prime, R prime, cancel into inserting like that. And we are solved. Okay, next one. Okay, so this one, my buffer is solved. Well, not solved, it's in place, but it's twisted. And I see that right here has a pretty fast commutator, so that's what I would do. So BH, you just say like better help. And then down here, WI with. And then I guess XQ, I usually think of Shaquille, like the basketball player Shaquille O'Neal. So yeah, we kind of have an ugly one. And then we have another cycle break, and sometimes I would try and do some sort of floating parity with these two, but for this purposes, let's just do normally. So I would go here to here, CP, cop, and then back up to here for parity, mom. And then for edges, we're gonna, what are we gonna do for edges? Yeah, there's nothing great for parity, so we'll just do the normal way. M, H, mh, and then we're gonna swap UL and UB because of parity. So MH, mh, D, R, mh, dar, ag, EO. And then sometimes I would do some sort of comms, but this one, there's two flipped edges. So I would probably just do the normal flipping alec. I would do that at the end though to avoid for the rotation. Okay, so let's start then. We're going to do a setup like this, and then we have this here, and we can go like that, and then we have DR, and now here's another one it's for the regrips. This is why I do it. And if by some chance, well, you probably will come across something faster, but it's starting from a different grip and ending in a different grip, and then you get to the next style and you're wasting more time than you would if you just used mine. So I would set up like that, and then there, and then we have ag, so I would use the same one. And then EO, I would use a similar one as what we did with MH, which is this. There. Now our edges are, for the most part, solved. Then BH, just U2, and then a nice insert like that. That's why I usually choose it for cycle breaks. And then width. Now, there are different ways I could do this. I could go D like that. I could do quite a few ways, but what I realized is that I have these edges right here, so which I'll have to rotate for anywhere. So why not do the fast commutator and rotate which is, it's not amazing, but it's not a great scramble, so whatever. And then here, I've tried with a lot, but I think the fastest one for me is still, you do a D prime setup, and then a 9 mover, so I go like that, there, and then easy just cop mom, and then cancel into the old Bachman parity. Good. It's my first time doing an instructional video, so it's kind of weird. And then let's do one more. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so start with M, N, men, and then I would go, we have T, and then we have the cycle break, so I would probably go here, because that's a pretty easy alg. So men, today, and then E, G, egg. And remember, the left face is the weird face for me, so it might be different. I think it's HF for you guys. Half, I don't know. I'd say egg. And then we have no parity, so we can go to edges. Oh, and also, we have these two twisted corners, which are nicely lined up. And I don't really call them anything in my memo. I just remember that they're there and like that. Now, edges, EA, yeah is what I do. Yeah, VX, Vox, and then we go I, and then a really fast comm for I is W, so yeah, Vox, and then I, W, I say U, and then N, F, and then POW. So let's start with that, and some of these are kind of annoying because they do require small re-rips. But this one, I go like that, and then U, and then that's the insert, because my buffer is back here, or was back there. There, and then Vox, I do U perm on the bottom. Like that. And then for IW, I use the one that's I set up to here, and then it's kind of like going MU M prime big D2, but instead of that we can kind of just use U2s. So it's like this, and that's pretty fast. And then NF, and now I did experiment with the regripless alg where you go like this, and then you can go, but it's still, for me, not faster than just going wide R prime setup, and then it's the 5 mover, but because of the wide R prime, the buffer's in the back. So then we can go like this, there. And then finally we have PW. And again, I've experimented with the gripless ones where you go like that. And this, it's all right. You know what, just stick with that. It's pretty good. And then we go to corners, MN. That's just a Nicholas or anti-Nicholas. I don't really know the difference. And then here we have T, and then we shoot to D. So, and I like this one because it's very fast and it's regripless. And then we have egg. So I'm going to set up like that. Remember, E is right here for me. And then we just go R, D prime, R prime, D2. And then I would probably, because my hand's like this, I would do an F prime into that. And then this alg, when they're like the headlights, it's just, and back anti-synced or anti-synced doesn't really matter. U2, and then whichever one you didn't do the first time. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm working on some other things with memorization, so if I get those figure it out, I will definitely make another video, but for now, this is essentially what I would do for a solve. Okay. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the bad quality, but it's the best I can do. See ya.